Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's MargaretGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday Morning Mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? Well, I've got an old friend this morning. Hang on 1 minute. That's a marvelous cup of coffee. Once again, from Sterling Roastery, their breakfast blend. Boy, this is great. We picked this up at the Maggard meetup this past year. Rod and Mandy from Sterling Roastery, from Sterling Soap Company, brought coffees along to sell at their table, and so glad picked up a couple of bags. Really terrific coffee. Like it a lot. And we're also using this wonderful, beautiful Sterling Roastery coffee mug. Check that out. Yeah, this came courtesy of viewer Mark Bagwell. What a grand gentleman he was. Really terrific. Yeah, great man and a great fellow wet shaver. And he sent this to his channel. Whenever I use this, I think of Mark. Yeah, really terrific. Hang on, one more sip. 1 minute. That's terrific. And oh, by the way, I'm wearing my Buc-ee's t-shirt that came from Beth and Jim Jones, all the way down there from Texas. Yeah, way down Texas way. Yeah, they kind of kicked off the whole Buc-ee's discussion here on the channel. And of course, there's a Buc-ee's in Dayton, Ohio now. And next year, we're getting one in Mansfield, Ohio, which is probably about an hour and 45 minutes away from my front door. So I'm really looking forward to visiting that Buc-ee's when it's open. It's like halfway on my way to Columbus. My nephew has a winery in Mount Gilead, so that's also below Mansfield. So yeah, I plan to make a lot of stops at Buc-ee's once it opens up. And there is that terrific Buc-ee's shirt. That's why we have the microphone off to the side a little bit so you can see that. I sometimes do have the microphone off to the side for some reason. I don't know why, but it fits in nicely in that you get to see that logo there. And there's also some Buc-ee's artwork on the back of the t-shirt. A really terrific t-shirt. So a big thank you to Beth and Jim Jones, and a big thank you to them for kicking off the whole Buc-ee's discussion and discovery of Buc-ee's and all that. Yeah, absolutely. Hang on, one more sip. That's terrific. And as we like to say on the show, a good hot coffee, a trusty mug. Let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Absolutely. Hey, if you're taking me along on your morning commute, thanks very much for the lift. Really do appreciate that. If you're listening to the audio podcast this morning, thanks very much for tuning us in via all those great streaming platforms out there like iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube Music, that sort of thing. Thanks very much. Boy, we got a great show. One more sip. Hang on. Great coffee, great mug this morning. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying a great coffee and a great coffee mug this morning with me. Thanks very much for tuning in. Let's get to our topics. We got some great stuff to share with you this morning. Click on there, go right there. Oh, we have got a viewer morning shaving tip from viewer Thomas Engel. He recently sent in a shave den visit, and he sent in this viewer shaving tip. Check that out. We also have a shave den visit from Franklin H. Alden Jr., an amazing attic find, and it's now in his shave den. We also have a giveaway update. I think this is going to be our last giveaway update on the giveaway we called A Summer of Vintage Gillette Shaving. We're going to be wrapping that up finally. We also have some great refill comments, some really terrific new wet shave gear to share with you this morning, and also some terrific questions and comments. So thanks very much for tuning in this morning. I really do appreciate it. Again, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Hey, let's get the show kicked off like we do every week with a viewer morning shaving tip. Hey, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Thomas Engel. And Tom writes, "Good morning, Mark. Just wanted to share with you my new shaving bowl. When you're living on a fixed income, you find ways to save money whenever you can. I bought a $2 soup bowl at Walmart. I liked the spotted design. I then went on to Amazon and found an Escora foldable silicone shaving bowl for $5. Using a razor blade knife, I cut the bottom out of the silicone bowl and Gorilla Glued it onto the bottom of the soup bowl. Much to my surprise, it actually works really well. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Hope you're enjoying your summer. And that's from Thomas Engel. Tom, thanks very, very much. This is a terrific shaving tip, especially if you're looking for an easy, affordable shaving bowl and you want to enhance it a little bit so that it gives you a little more resistance, a little more friction in the bottom so you could whip up a lather a little more quickly. This is a really nice workaround and it's less than $10. Wow, that is really, really terrific, Thomas. Thank you again very, very much. And you can find these larger soup bowls at a Walmart, at a Goodwill, thrift stores, big box stores, that sort of thing. And again, they're not a lot of money. Tom spent $2 for that and $5 for the silicone bowl. Put them together and he's got a great shaving bowl for his shave den. A terrific, terrific shaving tip, Thomas. Thank you again very, very much. And to say thank you for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George sketch, just send me a shaving tip. Send that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use your shaving tip here on the Viewer Morning Shaving Tip segment of the Monday Morning Mailbag, you too will receive an original signed George sketch. So Thomas, thanks again for a terrific shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Okay, it's time for a shave den visit.
Grab your favorite shave soap, whip it up, rich and creamy, fill your cup, boom, lather. Hot towel ready, face feels prime, a classic shave, so smooth, so fine. 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do the work, no need to rush. Shave like a pro, close and neat, a shave so smooth it can't be beat. Slap on your favorite splash, feel that glow. Shave complete, now you're ready to go. Oh, boom, shave complete, you're ready to go.
Well, this morning's Shave Den visit comes from viewer Franklin H. Alden Jr., and his email subject heading reads, Amazing Attic Find. And Franklin writes, Hi, Mark. I'm not sure where this item would go in your show. It's gear, but not new. It's a new razor to my den, but you've already featured my den, so I'll just tell you the story, attach the pictures, and leave it to you as to whether this is a suitable item for your show. No, this is fine. We always revisit folks' shave dens out there, or fellow wet shavers' shave dens. Not a problem at all. We always are interested in seeing how their shave dens get updated, what new items come into their shave dens, if they've rearranged it in some way with new shelving, new items, whatever it is. So this is perfectly fine. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for sending it in. Really do appreciate it. I know viewers are going to love this. He continues here. My old college roommate was cleaning out his father's Massachusetts attic, and he came across a razor that had probably been in the attic since prior to World War II. He sent it to me as a wonderful gift. I honestly have never seen a razor like this before. It's a Wilkinson Sword Empire dating from the 1930s, and it consists of a razor, a 7-day set of small, half-hollow steel blades in mounting frames, and a leather strop for stropping the blades. I see 7-day straight razor sets all the time, but never a handheld razor. The leather, after baking in an attic for 80 years, is past helping, though it serves to illustrate how, with the blade and the razor, one threads the strop through the razor and just pulls it back and forth. I plan on finding a boot or belt maker, lots of boots in Nashville, to create a new strop for it. I did actually try and shave a couple of times with the Saturday blade, and it most certainly needs a honing. I'm sure all 7 do. I'm just not sure I can find a Honemeister to do the job. I think it's a really fascinating set and wanted to give you the opportunity to share it with my fellow viewers. And to be honest, this is hopefully a step towards a George sketch. My den has a wall and frame perfect for display. At any rate, even if you don't use it on the show, I know it's the kind of thing you would like to see. So here you go. Franklin, this is perfect for the show. This is absolutely wonderful. Viewers love seeing these kinds of vintage razors because of the history, the tradition, the development of them. There's a lot going on there. And I know that there are a lot of viewers out there that are going to be able to add to the discussion and tell us a little more about how this razor came about, how it developed, when it was developed, the years that it was in production. I mean, the viewers on this channel are some of the most informed viewers anywhere on YouTube. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from viewers regarding this wonderful razor that it's just a wonderful gift and a great addition to your shave den. Thank you so much for sharing with everyone this morning. Really do appreciate that. And to say thank you, yes, to say thank you for you and only you, an original signed George sketch for your shave den. So please email me your snail mail address to mondaymailbag@gmail.com and I will send this to you post haste. So Franklin, thanks again for a great shave den visit. Really, really do appreciate it. Well, here's your reminder to check out shavesplash.com. This is a website that was created by viewer Lee Meyer. If you happen to have a shave soap, but you don't have an aftershave splash for it, well, shavesplash.com is a scent matching website. So you'll be able to find a complimentary aftershave scent that will go with that shaving soap. Really, really terrific. And they also have some great articles and features up there. So check it out. We'll have the link below, shavesplash.com from viewer Lee Meyer. Well, the channel now has auto dub technology courtesy of Google and YouTube. And as the name suggests, it will automatically translate this audio from English into Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. Pretty amazing. Simply click on the gear in the lower right of the video screen. A menu will pop up, and there you can select the language that you wish to hear the audio in: Italian, German, Portuguese, Spanish, or French. It translates it from English to any of those languages in real time, on the fly. Pretty amazing. Auto dub. Check it out. Well, here's your weekly reminder that the Monday Morning Mailbag is also available as a podcast. Simply get up to your favorite streaming service and search for Monday Morning Mailbag and more, Monday Morning Mailbag and more, and the Monday Morning Mailbag podcast, as well as our other podcast, Second Cup, will come right up. Both of those podcasts are available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and now iHeartRadio. Well, this morning we have a giveaway update for you, and this is going to be the last and final giveaway update for the giveaway that we called A Summer of Vintage Gillette Shaving. As you know, Brian Zients Bernstein won second prize in that giveaway. We did select a winner previous, but that winner never contacted the channel and the prize was forfeited according to the rules. We selected a new winner, and that new winner for second prize was Brian Zients Bernstein, and he won the Gillette Red Tip Twist Open Safety Razor, a beautiful, beautiful vintage Gillette razor. And he writes, "Hi Mark, thank you so much for the vintage Gillette Red Tip razor. It's a beautiful addition to my shave den. I received it Thursday afternoon and shaved with it this morning. I used a Persona Gem Platinum Diamond Glide blade in it. I got a very good shave with it. I will have to use it some more times with different blades to see how it performs, but suffice it to say, I am very happy with it. Also, a big shout out to Easy D for sponsoring this giveaway. I attached 2 pictures for you to share with your viewers from today's shave of the day. And we're showing those pictures right now, Brian. Thank you very much. He wraps up by saying, thanks for all you do for the traditional wet shaving community. And that's from Brian Zients Bernstein. Brian, congratulations again. Thank you for the email and the photos and letting everyone know that you received your prize in good shape. That's wonderful. Glad you shaved with it. I'm glad it's working out for you. That is terrific. Congratulations again. And that wraps up, finally, the giveaway we called a Summer of Vintage Gillette Shaving. Now that we've cleared the deck, we've got more giveaways coming, so stay tuned. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Hang on. Let me get another sip here. That's a great, great cup of coffee. A really, really wonderful cup of coffee. Once again, we are enjoying Sterling Roastery's Breakfast Blend right there. It's a medium roast, smooth and balanced. How about that? Yeah, absolutely. It really is a smooth and balanced cup of coffee. Really like this one a lot. Great for your morning cup of coffee. Breakfast Blend, really, really terrific. And we're enjoying it in our Sterling Roastery coffee mug that very kindly and generously came from Mark Bagwell. I always think of him when I use this coffee mug. Hang on. Let me get another sip here. Hang on. That's marvelous. Oh, and also, almost forgot to mention, the official coffee coaster of the Monday Morning Mailbag from soapspoon.com and Andy Kaiser. Check out soapspoon.com, a really terrific item to have in your shave den for scooping out all kinds of shave soaps and shaving creams. Thank you again, Andy, for that. Really do appreciate that. And we'll set that there like that. And we'll put that down like that. How's the coffee you're drinking this morning? Is it healthy? Well, check out Mantic59's website, The Black Coffee Life, where he talks about all the health benefits of drinking black coffee. And also check out The Lockhorns. Someday we'll look back on this and quickly change the subject. A wonderful hardcover collection of great Lockhorns cartoons. And there's still plenty of year left to enjoy the Lockhorns 2026 Laugh-A-Day calendar. Both of those by my good friends Bunny Host and John Reiner, and we'll have the Amazon links below. Okay, now that we got some of this housekeeping out of the way, let's get to some of these comments. This comes from viewer David Dart. Mark, good morning. Another great 3MB today. I always do my head shave, then my face shave at the sink. My shower is not the biggest, and I don't think I could make it work. Also, Kirkland coffee is fantastic. I always get their dark roast. I highly recommend it if you like a strong, flavorful dark roast. Have a great day. David, thank you very, very much. This is in regards to the discussion. We had a question for discussion regarding how you do your head shave and your face shave. Do you do it both at the same time in front of the sink? Do you break it up during the day? Do you do it in the shower? That sort of thing. And that also reminded me, we forgot to mention that David Dart very, very kindly and generously sent to the channel this wonderful Moto Razor head shaver right here. This is terrific. You know, it looks like a little motorcycle there. Check that out. Isn't that great? Yeah, this is a terrific little head shaver. And the cartridges are, replaceable. And you just run it on your head like that, like this, like a little motorcycle running over your head, and it does a really nice job. And all you got to do is, hold it like that, and it gives you a nice sure grip, and it's very, very stable. And again, once the blades get dull, you can replace them with a new cartridge. And David very kindly and generously sent this to the channel, and we shared it with everyone. And it does a great job. And I sure do enjoy using it. And I've used it in the shower and also in front of the sink. Although I enjoy using this more in front of the sink than I do in the shower, because I guess I just like to see the action of of a little motorcycle racing over my head. Yeah, it's a little kid in me, I guess. So, David, thanks again very, very much. And we will definitely check out Kirkland's Dark Roast next time we're at Costco. Thank you again very, very much. But I got a lot of other Kirkland coffee Keurig cups that I got to go through first. But when we get ready to stock up again, I'll definitely give the Dark Roast a look. Thanks again, David. Really do appreciate that. Hey, this comes from Charles K. 6814. Bravo, Mark, and greetings from Tennessee. This was a super 3MB, instructive, fun, and entertaining at the same time. I concur that every shave tells a story. I was reminded of the movie Meet Joe Black, where close to the end, Anthony Hopkins appears at his gala 65th birthday party put on by his family. When he takes the microphone and looks out into the crowd, he says something to the effect of, "Every face I see is a memory. It may not be a perfect memory." And so it is with shaving. Every shave becomes a memory, and hopefully, as our respective skill improves over time, using many of the suggestions made on your channel, our memories improve and begin to tell more pleasurable stories. So yes, you are quite correct about every shave telling a story. Thanks for sharing that with us. Probably tomorrow, I will put the Lord Cool blades into the snail mail, along with some packs of other blades in my collection, which you may feel free to use as parts of giveaway packages. Please allow me to say that, quite frankly, you are simply a super guy, and we are all appreciative of your efforts with your channel. I certainly hope to meet you at a future meetup to shake hands and say thanks in person. As always, with my compliments, thanks and kindest personal regards, Charles K. Charles, that is so very nice of you. Thank you so very, very much. And I appreciate all the support you've given the channel. I really, really do appreciate that. Heartfelt appreciation. And I'm looking forward to receiving the cool blades. When they arrive, we're going to share them with all the viewers out there. And whatever else you send in the way of razor blades, we will definitely put aside for upcoming giveaways. And they're going to arrive just in time because right now I'm planning some giveaways. I'm trying to sort through some things, and we're gonna craft a giveaway here, hopefully within the next week or so. That's my hope. We'll somewhere in there. We'll see. Maybe a little longer. I'm not sure. But yeah, now that I've cleared the deck with the other giveaway, we're gonna go forward with a new giveaway. So those blades will definitely be part of it. Thank you again, Charles, for your kind words and all your support. Really, really do appreciate that. This comes from Ken Williams, 2219. Hi, Mark. FYI, we are getting a Buc-ee's about 40 minutes from where I live. Buc-ee's right there. Where's my hand here? Buc-ee's right, yeah, here it is right here, right there. Yeah, Buc-ee's, okay, there. The camera's backwards. Buc-ee's right there. Yeah. Hi, Mark. FYI, we are getting a Buc-ee's about 40 minutes from where I live. Excited to check it out. And I got my huge tub of Cella Extra Professional last week, and I love it. Wonderful scent and performance. Finally, head and face shave at the sink after a shower. Have a great week. There's another vote for doing a head and face shave at the same time in front of the sink, right there looking in the mirror. Yeah, that's terrific. And so glad you like that Cella shaving cream. Beth Jones did a wonderful, wonderful review on it, I believe last week. Gave a lot of inside baseball as to how the scent was crafted and a little history of the perfumery of it. Really terrific review on that. If you missed it, check out last week's Monday Morning Mailbag. So a big thank you again to Beth Jones, and thanks again for the Buc-ee's shirt. Where's my hand here? Is it? Oh, so it's over here. Okay, I got Buc-ee's right there. Okay, it's backwards. I got to get used to that. Thanks again very, very much for that. Really do appreciate that, Ken. That is wonderful to hear that you got a new Buc-ee's 40 minutes away. That's great. This comes from Tim Morris, 7022. I do head and face in the evenings before bed after I get out of the shower, but sometimes I switch it up. My head shaves are with a leaf one, or if I skip a couple of days on my head, I use the Phoenix Shaving Ecliptic Slant. that really gets it mowed down good. Thanks, Mark, for posting and sharing all this info. Yeah, we have an ecliptic. I believe it was William Meredith sent us an ecliptic razor, and it's wonderful. It really is. Now, the shape of the razor head is such that it doesn't do that great of a job underneath the nose on the north to south pass. You can do it really well east to west. But that's not a problem if you're doing a head shave with a ecliptic. It's a terrific razor. I agree. It's a slant razor. It's got a really unusual head design, but it's a true slant. It's not a slant where the blade is being twisted. It's a true slant. I call it a true slant. Comment below and let me know if I'm correct in that if it's a true slant where the blade is actually slanted, where in some other slants, they're giving a little bit of a twist to create the slant. So maybe there is some terminology there that I am not familiar with. So please comment below and let us know if true slant is a correct descriptive term, or maybe it's called something else. I'm not entirely sure, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Tim, great to hear. Thanks so much for passing along that information. Really do appreciate it. Hey, we got this from 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Nice tip. Alum users can simply finish the shave strokes, clean the razor, and dry all its parts. Dry their hands and fingers, and then use the alum. This was regarding a cautionary note about alum use that we had on the program last week, meaning that if you're using a razor, let's say you're using a razor, well, this is a beautiful, this is my Goldfinger vintage Gillette, but you have to be careful with certain aluminum razors, certain razors made from Zamac. If the coating gets scratched or corrupted in some way, alum is a salt and it could corrode the metal beneath the coating. If the coating is intact, you're okay. And that's just a little cautionary note regarding the use of alum on your fingers to improve the grip of the razor. That's a little trick that we've often talked about. If your hands are really slick during the shave, you can always rub a little alum on your fingers, and that will give you a little more tactile feeling so that the razor handle won't slip out of your hands as easily. But as 10 fluid ounces mentions, hey, just dry off your hands. I agree. And yeah, another look at that beautiful vintage slim adjustable razor from 1964. This is a J3, and Sean Connery used a vintage Gillette Slim. Well, it wasn't vintage at the time, it was brand new. But he used the Gillette Slim in Goldfinger. And he didn't shave with it. He hid I think a tracking device in it. I have to watch the movie again. But there it was. And I happened to get a J3, and razorplate.com, Chris Evans' site, did this beautiful replating of it, nickel plating. And it looks brand new. Look at that. Isn't that great? Just absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can focus in there for you. There we go. We'll have to focus it that way, like that. Okay, it didn't work with the doors open, but isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It looks brand new. Yeah, razorplate.com. Chris Evans did a wonderful job. So yeah, if you find a vintage Gillette Slim adjustable, you can send it to Razor Emporium to have them tune it up and replate it. You can send it to razorplate.com. A lot of services out there will restore these, make them like new. These are wonderful razors. That's just, yeah. Thanks again for the opportunity to let me show that to you. Love that razor. So thanks again. 10 fluid ounces, 30 minutes. Really do appreciate that. Hey, Jimmy V Photography checked in. Drinking a hot beverage for cooling only really works if you are in a dry climate and or have clothing that wicks or at least doesn't trap sweat. The sweat has to be able to evaporate. If you're in muggy Midwest weather, it doesn't work as well. In that case, a cold drink helps more. Synthetic performance fabrics work best. I have several of them, and there is a huge improvement over cotton, which is the worst. Merino wool is wonderful too. In general, the cooling fabrics from best to worst: synthetic, merino wool, cotton. Two razors are a great suggestion, but honestly, having an adjustable razor like a Council, Ambassador, or others has got to be more convenient. But in all things wet shaving, your mileage may vary. Have a great week. And that's from Jimmy V. Jimmy, thank you so much for the discussion on drinking hot to get cool on a hot day, that sort of thing. We've been talking about that. And yeah, I concur with you regarding merino wool. I went whitewater rafting a number of years ago, and the guides along the rivers, they're in kayaks. You know, they're taking you down the river. You're in a raft with other people. They were saying if you're going to wear something in case you fall in the water, try to wear wool. Wool will keep you warm, and the water will be pulled away from your skin and evaporate much more efficiently than cotton. Cotton is terrible. It gets wet. It clings to your skin. You're in a cold river. You'll get colder sooner, quicker, and remain cold, that sort of thing. So yeah, I happen to recall that little tip from our river guides when we went whitewater rafting. And synthetic performance fabrics, yeah, I think there's a brand out there. I have some t-shirts. It's called 32 Degrees. I buy them at Costco. Check them out. They are really wonderful, especially on these hot summer days. And they really do a great job of wicking away the moisture. Yeah, really, really terrific. They make boxer briefs, and they also make t-shirts, and they're wonderful. 32 degree undergarments, underwear. So check those out if you're a member of Costco. I'm sure they sell them elsewhere online, but I get mine at Costco. So check them out. Thanks again, Jimmy. Really do appreciate that. And yeah, two razors. If you like two razors, great. If you want to use an adjustable razor, your mileage may vary. We used to say, but we do say on the show, someone coined it. Comment below if it was you. I forget who coined this. Your face, your rules. And that is very, very true. So whatever works for you, your mileage may vary. Your face, your rules. If you want to use two razors, if you want to use an adjustable razor, whatever works for you best. Jimmy, thanks again very, very much. Really do appreciate that. This comes from Al Spencer, 2794. Buc-ee's has become a highlight for many of our World Cup visitors. Many YouTube videos. That's during the World Cup. That's what I saw online as well. That they were amazed by Buc-ee's, the super Walmarts. Also, I think they were going through the Southwest. And they loved the barbecue in that area of the country. They really, really did. Yeah, a lot of visitors that came to the United States for the World Cup really enjoyed America. And Buc-ee's was a big, big highlight. I'm going to have to get up to YouTube and check out some of those videos. I saw a few highlights here and there on social media. I'm definitely going to have to check them out. Thanks again, Al. Really, really do appreciate that. This comes from Timomic. I think it's Timomic, Timomic, 912. I don't know how that's pronounced. Timomic 912. My favorite razor is also a Gillette Slim Adjustable. Mine is from the fourth quarter of 1963. Yeah, these are great razors. They really are. You can find them on Etsy, on eBay. Check out yard sales and garage sales and estate sales. You might come across a vintage Gillette Slim Adjustable, or even a Fat Boy, or just a regular vintage Gillette safety razor, a flare tip. You never know. They were made wonderfully well. They've held up over 60, 70 years, and they're great. You can replate them. You can get them tuned up. Razor Emporium does a great job in tuning these up, from what I understand, from what a lot of viewers tell me, and they do a great job at replating them. And you don't have to go with the original nickel. You can go with chrome. You can go with gold. Whatever, that sort of thing. As a matter of fact, I had this one done by North Shore. This particular Gillette Slim Adjustable, North Shore, and this is like a gun coat. Check that out. It's like a gun coat. And I remember, long story short, I acquired this razor, and the seller said, "Oh, it's a Fat Boy." And then I received this, and it wasn't a Fat Boy. And I said, "It's a Slim." And they said, oh, I was told it was a Fat Boy. And I seem to recall the pictures of it being a Fat Boy. Don't hold me to that. It just, there was a mix-up. Doesn't matter. And the handle had a lot of flea bites, and it looked kind of, but it was in good shape. So I decided, you know what? The best way to go about plating this is going with the gun coat from North Shore. And that's what I did. And it looks great. And whatever little markings there were that were on here got masked and covered up by this wonderful gold gun coating process that they have here. And it's terrific. So check them out. We'll link them below because it really is terrific. And they also sell these, they buy the vintage razors, they tune them up, and then they gun coat them and then sell them. So check that out if you want to get one that way. But I like this as well. And I'm not, I don't know how they cleaned it up, but it just, the action just works really, really, really well on it. And very, very smooth mechanism, and everything works great. Yeah. And again, it looks cool. It's got a different kind of look to it. This is the nickel plated, replated, and this is the gun coat right here. Yeah. I love these razors. They're absolutely terrific. So that's another option. And again, the reason why I had it done this way is because it looked pretty worn. And boy, this just, removed all that worn look. And I can't remember how I came across it. I think maybe a viewer suggested it to me and said, you ought to go with gun coat. It'll get rid of all that. And if that was you, please comment below and let us know. I want to thank you again. So, Timamic912, thanks very much for that comment. Really do appreciate that. This comes from Jason NYC 2006, and he writes, Mark Zarady, another show chock full of wet shaving information. I wonder what a wet shaver in 1926 would think if they were transported to 2026 and seeing all the great wet shaving products we have. Also, how we value vintage razors and gear. We are truly living in the golden age of traditional wet shaving, Mark. God bless you, my brother. Jason, thanks very much for that. Yeah, we are really in the greatest time right now to do the traditional wet shave. We've mentioned this many times on the show. This is a great time to be doing the traditional wet shave. You'll find a razor, a brush, a blade, a shaving bowl, aftershave, etc., to fit your face type, your beard type, and your wallet. There are so many great choices out there. I agree, Jason. A great time to be doing the traditional wet shave. And yeah, that is a great question. I wonder what a wet shaver from 1926 would think if he came to 2026 and he saw, men today, young men, middle-aged men, older men, men of all walks of life doing the traditional wet shave. Probably he would be amazed by all we have in the way of selection of razors, brushes, etc. Synthetic fibers in the brushes, great artisan soap makers out there, wonderful scents, the history and tradition that goes into a lot of these products today. Yeah, I think they would be absolutely amazed. Yeah, Jason, thanks very much for that. Really do appreciate it. This comment comes from viewer WLO Enterprises, and he writes, Hi, Mark. It's Wayne with WLO Enterprises. I saw you had a little trouble with the WLO, but you powered through it. Laugh out loud. Thanks for reading my comment. Maybe you can give me a little help with this one. I purchased the Vikings Blade Emperor Meiji, and it's a very beautiful razor. I've been wet shaving for a couple years now, so I understand the 30 degrees, light touch, and let the razor do all the work, but it seems like every time I use this razor, my bathroom looks like a crime scene. I understand that there's a smooth and a scallop side of the razor, which will yield different results. I'm just not quite sure what's going on. The blades I've been using are the Brsuh Lab Blue, which are my favorite blades at the moment. Well, I'd like to thank you in advance for your help. Love your videos and keep up the good work. Hey, Wayne, thanks very, very much for that. I contacted Vikings Blade. As you know, I sent along your comments, and they sent along a very nice reply, and I forwarded that information to you. Now, the one thing you don't mention here is what setting you're shaving at. Now, I have the Meiji and I love that razor. I also have other Vikings Blade adjustable razors. And of course, showed you I have the slim adjustable razor. Now, these razors adjust from 1 to 9. For me, I very rarely use these adjustable razors, the Vikings Blade and also the Vintage Slims, above setting 5. I don't go above setting 5. Maybe 5.5, 6 on the Meiji or some of the other adjustables if I have a little more beard growth, like say 4 or 5 days worth of beard growth. But I keep all of my adjustable razors when they adjust from 1 to 9 on the mild end of the spectrum. As I say, it's rare that I go above 5. I don't think I've used the Emperor Meiji or any of the Vikings Blade adjustable razors at 7, 8, or 9. I don't believe I've ever done that on camera. Even with 2 to 5 days worth of beard growth, I tend to keep things on the mild side and do an extra pass, that sort of thing. So that's the one piece of information you didn't share with us. What setting are you using? Maybe you're using it at setting 8 and it's too much for you. I don't know. So please give us that little bit of information, and I think the viewers out there can help you, because there are a lot of viewers out there that have the Emperor Meiji razor and they're getting great shaves with it. I love mine. I think it's a wonderful adjustable razor. And again, I have other adjustable razors from Vikings Blade that perform wonderfully well. And yeah, I like the adjustable razors. Now, again, when they adjust from 1 to 9, 5 and lower, that's where I'm at. If the razors adjust from say 1 to 6, with some of the razors we have in the shave den, again, I keep it at 1, 2, and 3. I don't think I go above, I don't think I get into 4 or 5, because again, that's opening up the blade gap a little more than I think I like. I like mild razors. I like to be on the mild side. Mild razors with some nice efficiency, maybe a little more aggression at times, as long as it's delivering a smooth shave. But please let us know what your settings are. And folks, I'll put it to the viewers out there. If you have an Emperor Meiji razor by Vikings Blade, please comment below and let us know your shaving experience with it. Wayne, thanks very much for the comment, and we will continue to help you understand your Vikings Blade Meiji adjustable razor. Wayne, thanks again for that. Really do appreciate that. This comes from Chick AI 25. I'm traveling. I have blades, my razor. I bought some lousy Harry's shave cream. I hate the shave cream. It's terrible. So I used the hotel soap in my collapsible bowl. Wow, the soap was creamy and just as good as a Vander Hagen puck. So bar soap will work. You know what? What hotel, what bar soap is that in the hotel? I think a lot of viewers out there would love to know that when they're traveling. And that way they'll have a little workaround if for some reason they forget their shave soap or shave cream, or they have a shave cream that is not too agreeable with them. Please comment below and let us know what that was, what hotel and what bar soap that was. I'm intrigued now, as are other viewers, I'm sure. So Chick AI 25, thanks very much for that. This comes from Charles Price. Check the box. Most of Kirkland's coffee is made by Starbucks. Charles, hang on. I'm going to look right now. Hang on 1 minute. Okay. I got the box right here. And yeah, I found something. I found something right here on the bottom. Now, I might have to take a picture of this to show this to you. All right? Let's see if I can zoom in here and focus in there. All right? See what it says? It says Keurig and K-Cup are trademarks of Keurig Green Mountain Incorporated. Okay, copyright 2022, Keurig Green Mountain Incorporated. Okay, so I went to AI. This is really interesting. Charles, thank you so much. Kirkland, and I asked, who makes the Kirkland Summit Roast for Costco? And here's the short answer. Kirkland Signature Summit Roast K-Cup Coffee is made by Green Mountain Coffee Roasters, part of Keurig Dr. Pepper. Why Green Mountain is the confirmed manufacturer? Multiple authoritative sources identify Green Mountain Coffee Roasters as the producer behind Costco's Kirkland K-Cup line, including Summit Roast. Now, it says here, why the Starbucks rumor exists. Some blogs claim Starbucks makes Summit Roast pods, but those claims conflict with the more authoritative and industry-verified sources above. Starbucks does roast Kirkland bagged coffees. Their house blend, espresso blend, decaf house blend, but not the K-Cup pods. How about that? So Green Mountain and Starbucks are both roasting coffee for Costco, just not the same product line. So here's the final takeaway. Kirkland Summit Roast K-Cup Pods by Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. Kirkland bagged medium dark roasts are roasted by Starbucks. How about that? That's the answer. So Charles, you're right. You're correct that Starbucks does roast Costco coffees, or the Kirkland coffees in Costco, just not the K-Cup. This is Green Mountain doing that. How about that? Learn something new every single day. And you know what? That falls in line. What I've heard about Costco is if someone like Starbucks or Green Mountain Coffee want to have their product in Costco, what Costco will do is say to them, we'll put your product on the shelf, but we want you to make the Kirkland brand, and we're going to put it right next to your brand. We just want you to put the Kirkland brand name on it. And these manufacturers say, okay, we'll do that because they're making two sales. So when you go to Costco, you can choose the brand name product that they have on the shelf, or you can look right next to it and choose the Kirkland brand right there. And chances are it's made by the same company. So in this case, Green Mountain makes Summit Roast and Starbucks makes the ground coffee, the Kirkland ground coffee. So I'm sure, next time I go, I was going to say, I'm sure, next time I go to Costco, I'm going to take a look at the shelves, maybe get a picture and see if the Starbucks coffees are next to the Kirkland coffees. And, that's how I heard they work it. That way they get their Kirkland brand on the shelf, and it's by a very, very reputable company, a great brand that's out there, like a Starbucks and whoever else is making products for them, that sort of thing. So Charles, thanks very, very much for that question. Wow, learned something new. Thanks very much. Learned something new about coffee again. Charles, thank you again very, very much. This comes from London Cab 2814. 15C is open comb, don't have one. Reminds me of a 1930s Gillette new open comb, which I do have. From reviews on Amazon, it shaves similar. Mild open comb razor. 25C is a long handle version. So it seems that the 25C that I have is just a long handled version of the Merkur 15C. We talked about this last week. If you missed it, check out last week's show because I happen to mention, I've never used the 15C, and here London Cab 2814 is saying, hey, if you've got a 25C, which is an open comb razor head on a long handle, you're shaving with a 15C. It's the same razor head, different handle lengths. London Cab 2814, thanks very much for that. Really, really do appreciate it. This comes from the Deacon Shaves, and he writes, good morning, Mark. With the head shave, face shave question, when I started head shaving, I would do it in the shower with my head blade. Then to the sink, got a face shave. Now I am doing both at the sink. I've tried the Omni shaver, but found some issues with it about pressure. Can you give some instructions on how it should be used? Thanks. Have a great day and smooth shaves. Yeah, the Omni shaver. Let me get the Omni shaver. Hang on. I'll be right back. Let me get the Omni shaver. Okay. Here is the Omni shaver right here. Okay. Omni shaver, right? There it is. It's a bi-directional head shaver. I like using this a lot. And the key to using this is to have a really, really slick surface. So get a really, really super slick shave cream, like their particular shave cream, or a Cremo, that sort of thing, or any of the other shave creams and shave oils that we've been talking about on the program. Anything that gives you a really, really slick surface. Now, the other thing that I've noticed is if you use a light pressure, it's not going to be that effective. You want to use a firm, measured amount of pressure. I don't think you want to press down really, really hard, but you want to increase the pressure a little bit until you feel that the blades engage and give you a nice, smooth, clean shave. I had a little bit of trepidation in using this first few times out. And when I do come back to it, if I haven't used it for a while, again, I have to kind of adjust the pressure. And I have found that a light pressure doesn't do it, and it gets kind of tuggy and draggy, and I don't think it's made that way. You want to apply good measured pressure. That's the way I describe it. You don't want to just, don't want to really press down, but you want to use enough measured pressure to where the blades do engage and they start shaving, and you'll get a really, really nice shave with this. Check out my video. I think there's a video I did. I'll try to link it below, where I get a head shave with this in like under 4 minutes, under 5 minutes, something like that. Yeah, it does a great job. It really, really does. And again, you're going to have to kind of feel your way through it. You'll find the correct amount of pressure. You don't want to use too light a pressure, because that's not going to work. You don't want to really press down very, very hard. You want to use a moderate amount of measured pressure, and that should engage these blades and give you a nice head shave. Let me know how that goes for you, Deacon Shaves, because I like it a lot. And again, if you find this is not to your liking, the Moto Razor. The Moto Razor is wonderful. This is a big thank you again to David Dart. This is great because it has a familiar cartridge razor head on it. And if you've used cartridge razors for your head shaves, this is a great way to have a cartridge razor head shave. And again, it's got like this little suspension here. This is I forgot to mention this. It's got this little suspension here, Let me show you this way. Okay, it's got this little suspension here like this, and it goes side to side, side to side like this. Here, side to side like this, up and down, so it really adapts to the contours of your head. Whereas the Omni shaver pivots a little bit, it pivots a little bit, okay? It goes side to side and kind of adapts a little. Yeah, well, you know what? It also goes up and down, side to side. It does have that kind of it goes back and forth, side to side like that. So that adapts as well. So again, two different approaches. Again, both of these, measured pressure is what you should use. That's the way I describe it. So I hope that helps, Deacon Shaves. Let us know if that little tip with the Omni shaver worked for you. And again, check out the Moto Razor. It's great for head shaves as well. My go-to for head shaves most of the time, the Supply SE injector razor. Boy, I love that. That is a great razor for head shaves. And any mild DE razor blade. The milder, the better. I love those for head shaves. If I were doing a head shave with a Gillette Slim, setting 1, setting 2. very, very mild, something like that. Deacon Shaves, thanks very, very much for that. Really do appreciate that. Hey, this comes from viewer Aaron Watson, and it's regarding the school year. We had that discussion about when school should start after summer break, that sort of thing. And he writes, "Hey, Mark, great 3MB as always. Thanks very much. I really do appreciate that. I just wanted to share my take on the starting of the school year. In the 80s and 90s, when I went to school, we always started at the end of August. Yeah, kind of like when I went to school, just after Labor Day. That's the end of August, beginning of September. Sometime in the early 2000s, North Carolina enacted a law that controlled when public schools could start. For the 2025 school year, that date was August 26th, but there are exceptions for areas like our mountains. There are many school districts that have decided not to follow the date and start earlier. Since my son attends a charter school, they have more control over start and end dates. For example, this year, they will be starting on August 10th and ending on May 21st, 2027. Hey, Aaron, thanks very, very much for that. Really do appreciate that. It adds to the discussion regarding summer vacation, when to start school again. And I guess it's just me reminiscing about when I went to school. It was always after Labor Day. And I'm a little surprised when I see early start dates like August 14th, August 10th, that sort of thing, because I remember August being just a wonderful summer month where the weather was really nice and hot. You got some great summer days ahead of you. And after Labor Day, that was always when, okay, summer's over. Now it's time to go back to school. And so I guess I'm just reminiscing about my childhood and my school days and the traditions that we had for starting the school year and ending the school year, that sort of thing. So I guess, maybe 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. We started after Labor Day, but we went into like the beginning of June, end of May, something like that. I can't remember if we were still in school right around Memorial Day or not. I'll have to look and see, because it's probably a wash is what I'm saying. You start earlier, you end earlier. You start later, you end later. Okay. So yeah. So thanks very much for that, Aaron. Really do appreciate you contributing to the discussion about when school should start and end. Really do appreciate that. And that brings us to the end of this week's refill segment. Thanks very much to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, it's time to check out some new wet shaving gear. Well, we've got a new shave soap and splash in the Shave Den, and it comes from the courtesy of Phoenix Shaving, Doug, Fran, Huxley, Cube, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving. It dropped this past weekend. Here it is, Universe 25. Check that out. Check out that art. Isn't that great? And of course, we've got the holographic label there, which is why you're seeing that color at play there. Isn't that great? Yeah, let me show you the splash bottle here. That'll give you a better, there you go. That'll give you a better look of it, huh? A little more stable color situation there. Yeah, really, really terrific scent. Douglas sent along some information, and here's what he has to say about it. Universe 25, homage to Eau de Bas by L'Occitane en Provence, I believe is how it's pronounced. Eau de Bas by L'Occitane en Provence. I think that's how it's pronounced. If you wandered into my shave den, you'd probably overlook it completely. Surrounded by rows of Phoenix Shaving aftershave colognes, it doesn't call attention to itself. That's never been its style. Yet, year after year, bottle after bottle, it has remained exactly where I instinctively reach for it, on the top shelf, close enough that I never have to think about where it is. I've often wondered how a fragrance that isn't mine managed to earn permanent residence among all the ones that are. I've emptied more bottles of Eau de Bois than I'd care to admit, and every time I wear it, I discover something I could have sworn wasn't there the last time. Some quiet whisper beneath the incense, a different conversation between the cedar and vanilla, a subtle shift in the way the cypress seems to rise from the composition. Just when I think I've finally figured it out, the fragrance reminds me that I haven't. Not completely yet. Here's the scent profile. The top notes are bergamot, cardamom, and pink pepper. The middle notes are cinnamon, cypress, and juniper. The bottom notes are cedar, frankincense, oak moss, and vanilla. Universe 25 is my tribute to one of the finest fragrances I've ever worn, but it is also a celebration of something larger. The idea that perfumery is, at its heart, an act of world building. We don't fall in love with arrangements of bergamot, cedar, or vanilla. We fall in love with the places they create inside us. Over time, those imagined places become attached to real ones. A favorite jacket, a quiet evening, a winding road, someone we loved, a version of ourselves we'd almost forgotten. Perhaps that's why certain fragrances remain with us for decades. They aren't trapped inside the bottle. They've quietly taken up residence somewhere else. Seriously, you're going to fall in love with this accord. And then he asks here, seasonality or when to wear this? Some fragrances seem destined for a particular season. Universe 25 has other ideas. It is every bit as captivating on a long summer evening as it is on the first crisp afternoon that calls for your favorite sweater. As autumn settles in, the woods and resins become richer and more contemplative. Winter draws out its warmth, wrapping cedar, frankincense, and vanilla around you without ever feeling heavy. Then spring arrives, and the fragrance seems to breathe again, revealing a brighter, greener character that had quietly waited beneath the surface all along. It is one of those rare compositions that never feels out of place, adapting effortlessly to the changing seasons while remaining unmistakably itself. Wear it once, and you'll understand why it has remained one of my personal favorites for so many years. Boy, yeah, that really says it all right there. Because when I first received this and opened it up, I got a scent note of cinnamon. It was wonderful. And then later on, I opened it up again and I got vanilla. And then I got the cedar. And then I've got, everything that seems to fold together. So I understand its adaptability, its ability to change with the seasons, where certain scent notes then start popping because of the change in the weather, the change in the climate, the length of days, that sort of thing. Yeah, and it's a marvelous, marvelous scent. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. I mentioned that in the review that ran this past Friday. That's the way it impresses me. It's a marvelous, marvelous scent. It's refined, gentlemanly, masculine, and at the same time, it's casual, it's playful. It really does adapt across the board. I like this one a lot. Universe 25 from Phoenix Shaving. My thanks to Doug, Fran, Huxley, Cube, and everyone at Phoenix Shaving for very kindly and generously sending this along to the channel and allowing me to share with all the viewers. The review ran this past Friday. Give that a look and get up to Phoenix Shaving to check out Universe 25. We'll have links below. Give it a look. Well, are you looking for a new razor? Do you like brass razors? Well, viewer Tim Whitcup gave us a heads up on the new Parker Flight razor. It's available right now at the Razor Company, and the retail price is $65. Here's the product overview. Introduced in July 2026, the Parker Flight all-brass double-edged safety razor was engineered to deliver one of Parker's smoothest and most forgiving shaving experiences. Its mild blade gap, slightly positive blade exposure, and substantial all-brass construction combine to provide exceptional control, stability, and comfort. Whether you're just beginning your wet shaving journey or have years of experience, the Flight delivers a close, irritation-free shave with remarkable consistency. Here are some of the key features. It's a CNC machined solid brass razor. The finish is hand-applied antique brass plating. It's a 3-piece closed comb safety razor. The shaving character is mild, smooth, and forgiving. The blade compatibility is standard double-edged razor blades. And they say here why it's special. The Parker Flight was specifically designed to make traditional wet shaving effortless. Its mild 0.60 millimeter blade gap and minimal positive blade exposure help produce a close shave while remaining gentle on sensitive skin. The heavyweight brass construction encourages users to let the razor's weight do the work, reducing pressure and minimizing irritation, razor bumps, and ingrown hairs. A slim head design further improves maneuverability around the nose, jawline, and other tight facial contours. How about that? That's a stunningly beautiful razor and an all brass razor at a beautiful price point. My thanks to Tim Whitcup for the heads up on this. Folks, we'll have a link below to the razor company where you can check out and maybe even get one for your shave den. The Parker Flight Safety Razor, CNC machine, all brass construction. Tim, thanks again very, very much. Are you looking for a new shaving brush? Well, James Sefton checked in, and he has a brand new silver tip Badger shaving brush from Oliworks. Here's what he has to say. Mark, the Oliworks brush arrived a little bit ago, and I gave it a shampoo wash, and we'll use it tomorrow morning. He followed up with this email, and he said, Mark, I used the Oliworks silver tip Badger shaving brush this morning, and what a great brush. I like the synthetic ones, but I also like the natural hair ones. I would highly recommend the Oliworks Silver Tip Badger shaving brush. And that's from James Sefton. So if you're looking for a brand new shaving brush, natural hair, check out the Oliworks Silver Tip Badger shaving brush. We'll have a link below. James, thanks very much for letting us know how wonderful this shaving brush is. Really do appreciate it. Well, this is kind of a follow-up on a new wet shaving gear item that we shared with you last week. Bricktown Grooming No Quarter Bay Rum Shave Soap. Boy, this is terrific. We've got the review already recorded. We're going to be editing it and posting it down the road here. We got this from Gary J.C., and the subject heading is A Quick Note on Simple Shaving Soaps, Few Ingredients, almost entirely just soap material. And here's what he has to say. A quick note from a comment about the so very simple formula for Bricktown Grooming No Quarter Shaving Soap, which has almost entirely only soap and very little else. No fancy material names, almost no fancy oils, no clay, no strange specialty matter, maybe just fragrances. There are some other very simple shave soap formulations, and he mentions Cella Red, Bricktown No Quarter. He also mentions Ice Mountain Soapworks, menthol and eucalyptus on an Etsy site. It's a 3-ingredient shave soap. And also Ice Mountain Soapworks Cherry Bomb. It's a discontinued item, but he also mentions that it has few ingredients. Now let's take a look at the shaving label right here. The label on the shaving soap, that is. And you can see what he's saying here. Stearic acid, water, coconut oil, potassium hydroxide, shea butter, glycerin, and fragrance. Yeah. That's what's in Bricktown Grooming's No Quarter Bay Rum Shave Soap. It's a marvelous bay rum scent. It really is. It is marvelous, and we had a great shave with it, and it made a great lather. Yeah, and that's the whole point. Made a great lather with some basic ingredients. Another one that I told him possibly falls into this category, also from Razor Emporium, is the Blueberry Aviator right there. Boy, oh boy, this is a really terrific scent. And I love that artwork on the label there. Blueberries, vanilla, bourbon, and tobacco. Let me just get this scent again. It's great. And it's not overly blueberry-ish. Everything folds in nicely. So you're not going to smell like a giant blueberry. It's a nice, refined, gentlemanly kind of scent with a hint of blueberry. And the other scent notes fold in very nicely. Oh yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. And it's a little softer. It's a little softer. When I did the review, because it was so hot, I firmed it up a little bit in the refrigerator, but it's a little softer. This one's a little softer, and it still lathers a treat, even though it's soft. So you can scoop with this one. You can do a quick brush load, that sort of thing. And I have done a quick brush load, and I have scooped with it again. Like it a lot. Here's the ingredients label on this one right here. Check that out. Stearic acid, water, coconut oil, potassium hydroxide, glycerin, shea butter, fragrance, sodium hydroxide. Yeah. Two really, really terrific shave soaps from Razor Emporium. My thanks to Gary JC for pointing out the wonderful ingredients, the basic ingredients in both of these shave soaps, and how they really created a beautiful, beautiful lather using some wonderful basic ingredients. Both available at the Razor Emporium, although the Blueberry Aviator was a limited run. Hopefully by the time this airs, it's still available. But Bricktown Grooming, check out No Quarter and the other scents that they offer up there. Really, really terrific shaving soaps from the Razor Emporium, the Blueberry Aviator, and Bricktown Grooming's No Quarter. My thanks to Gary JC. Really do appreciate it. We'll have links below. Give them a look. We received this update from viewer David Trinks in a previous Monday Morning Mailbag. He introduced us to the Charmin copper-handled razor. This thing is less than $8, and he pairs his up with a calorie razor head, which is also very affordable, $5.69. We have a calorie razor head right here, a double open comb razor head on this beautiful spalted maple razor handle that was very kindly created for the channel by artisan David Lair of Indie Brushworks. Check out Indie Brushworks, a terrific website. Wonderful, wonderful artisan items up there by David Lair. David, thank you very, very much. And a big thank you to David Trinks for pointing this out. He writes here, Mark, the price dropped on that Charmin copper-handled razor to $7.92. The calorie razor head is still $5.69. So the combo is $13.67. Now that's a bargain. That's from David Trinks. At the time I'm recording this, the price went up a little bit. It's $7.98, but still less than $8. And when you pair it up with the calorie razor head, it's like getting two razors for less than $14. And you've got a solid copper handle on your razor. That is really, really amazing. So a big thank you again to David Trinks. Once again, we'll have the links below so you can investigate this. It really sounds like a great, great deal. And yeah, I'm very, very tempted and intrigued myself. So David, thanks again very, very much for the heads up on the Charmin copper-handled razor for less than $8, and on the calorie razor head, which is $5.69. Put them together for less than $14. You got two great razors, also great for travel. David, thanks again very, very much. Folks, we'll have the link below. We'll have the links below. Give them a look. Oh, real quick, at the time I'm recording this, the price of the calorie razor head went up a little bit. And of course, the Charmin razor handle came down in price a little bit. You put them together, they're both still under $17, somewhere in there. Monitor the pricing on these because they tend to go up and down. Still, putting together the razor head and the handle and getting two razors for under $17 is still pretty darn good. And that's only, what, an extra $3, something like that? So 14, 15, 16, 17, yeah, $3. Mr. Math. That's still a pretty darn good price. But again, Take a look at the price. It may change again by the time this airs. That calorie razor head could come back down in price, that sort of thing. But definitely give it a look. Even less than $17 is still a pretty darn good deal for 2 razors. Thanks again to David Trinks. And that wraps up this week's look at new wet shaving gear. My thanks to everyone who contributed. Really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some of these questions and comments. Well, we've been doing some cold water shaves lately, and we got this from Jimmy V Photography regarding the way he does cold water shaves. We've mentioned this before, that Jimmy V loves cold water shaves, and here's what he has to say. Hi, Mark. I was watching your cucumber fumbler review and noticed you were using the copper dock for a cold water shave. As a cold water shaving lunatic, I thought I'd share a little trick I do for all my shaves. I keep a small cup of ice water on the sink. While I do my pre-shave routine, I keep the razor chilling in the water. Also, every time I stop to reapply lather, I rinse the razor and plop the razor head into the ice water. By the time my face is lathered again, that copper head has again turned into copper ice cube. The fun part is that copper changes temperature so quickly. Every pass feels like you're dragging a freshly sharpened ice cube across your face. Here's what it looks like, and he attached this photo here. I hope all is well and you're having a great weekend. As always, I'm looking forward to watching the Monday Morning Mailbag. Jimmy, thank you again very, very much. He followed up with this. I use that method for all my shaves, regardless of razor. After a pass, I swish it off in the cold water in the sink, then put it in a little bowl and reapply lather for the next pass. Ice on the face, laugh out loud. That, Jimmy, that's fantastic. And that's something I'm going to have to try. Absolutely. Folks, are you doing a cold water shave this way? Adding a little bit of ice and setting the razor head, the razor right in that ice water, and then getting ready, as you're lathering, then you pull it out and you're taking a razor pass with that wonderfully cold, chilled razor head. That sounds marvelous. Jimmy, thanks very much for passing that along. And again, folks, comment below and let us know, do you do a cold water shave in the same way, or maybe you modify it a little bit? Please comment below and let us know. Jimmy, thanks again very, very much. Well, we received this heads up from viewer David Trinks, and he sent along this. He writes, another good free resource. He sent along a link, and when you click on that link, it takes you to the Murphy and McNeil website, where you can read A Beginner's Guide to Shaving with a Safety Razor. It's a complete guide on how to use a safety razor, and I would gather also how to do the traditional wet shave. It's packed with a lot of information. So a big, big thank you to viewer David Trinks for very kindly sending along this link and giving us a heads up on Murphy and McNeil's A Beginner's Guide to Shaving with a Safety Razor. Folks, we'll have the link below. Check it out, especially if you or someone you know wants to learn how to use a safety razor. Looks like a great online resource. A big, big thank you to David Trinks. David, thanks again very, very much. David Trinks also sent along another link to a YouTube video entitled Vanished Barbershop Secrets Every 1950s Man Knew and Taught for Free. Give it a look. You'll know when you're looking at the right video because it opens with a very humorous scene from one of my favorite movies, North by Northwest, where Cary Grant is having a shave with a very, very small safety razor. You have to watch the movie in order to understand that particular scene. But it was a very humorous wet shaving scene from North by Northwest. But look for that in the opening of the video and you'll know you're watching that particular video. And I love that movie. I love that scene. And this looks like it has some helpful information. So check it out. Vanished Barbershop Secrets Every 1950s Man Knew and Taught for Free. Again, a big thank you to David Trinks for sending along the link. Folks, we'll have it below. Give it a look. Well, recently on the show, we've been talking about Lord razor blades. And Roderick McLeod sent this along. Mark, Lord makes a lot of different blades under several brands. Some of those brands are Lord, Shark, Asco, Rainbow, Big Ben, and Racer. To make things more complicated, many of the brands have more than one model of blade, i.e. stainless or platinum. Since that's not complicated enough, the form factors under which those blades are packaged vary, resulting in lots of different appearances, so that a 5-blade tuck from a hanging card looks nothing like a 10-blade tuck from a pillar pack. Lord also makes lots of disposables under several of those brands. They are also a big third-party manufacturer for different brands including Rite Aid, Aldi, Tesco, Boots, and Harry's, among others. Lord also makes batteries. Here's a link to Lord's website if you want to peruse and marvel over the variety. Just click on Shaving in the sidebar menu, then pick a brand, and you'll find yourself in an extensive Egyptian rabbit hole. Anyway, have fun with it. Roderick, wow, that is terrific. We'll have that link below where you can check out everything that Lord offers, from razor blades to batteries to whatever else they have up there. I'm going to explore that Egyptian rabbit hole myself. Roderick, thanks again very, very much. We received this from viewer Nathaniel Jackson. Hey, Nate, thanks very, very much. It's entitled Military Shaving: How to Reduce Razor Bumps and Shave More Comfortably. This is an article that appears on Sharpologist. And Nate writes, a rather long but highly informative shaving article, truly fascinating. He sent along the link. We'll provide the link below to a really informative article on Sharpologist entitled Military Shaving: How to Reduce Razor Bumps and Shave More Comfortably. Check it out. Nate, thanks again very, very much. And that wraps up another Monday Morning Mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the Amazon listed products that I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. Hey, we have another double take cartoon puzzle this week. Try to find the differences between the two cartoon panels. If you need more time, just pause the video, or try to find all the differences before time runs out. Thanks very much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. From the 3MB, where every shave tells a story, make it a great week.